Armstrong. Armstrong to Graham. Graham onto his right foot, trying a 1-2. Only finds the head of Hunter. Ball still halfway inside the Leeds half as Clark comes forward, but no trouble there for McClintock to sweep it away from Clark. Turn it to George. A 1-2, and this time it's George and Hunter having a little bit of a do at each other. George looking very aggrieved, Hunter equally aggrieved. Mr. Smith surely going to have a word with both of them. No, he has a word only with Norman Hunter. Hunter with his arms in appraisal. What did I do? What did I do? Well, he certainly did it a little too fiercely there. A great ball winner, of course, is Norman Hunter, but there are moments when he goes over the just a little bit too much, perhaps, and that was one of them. Mr. Smith again giving the free kick with no doubt at all, halfway inside the Leeds half, just about centre field. A good-looking free kick position. There's turning it square to McClintock. McClintock tries a shot and it almost went in. It almost went in. A great shot there by Frank McClintock, and Harvey had to swing away to that one and fall onto it, and Arsenal very nearly took the lead there, and that might well have been a crucial lead. Very, very good work there by McClintock after a short free kick from Ball.
And at this point, Arsenal were conceding 2 free kicks to every 1 by Leeds. David Smith, the referee, keeping a very tight rein on the game. 28 minutes gone, and the commentator now, Maurice Edelston.
A throw to Arsenal taken by left-back Bob McNabb. McNabb to Graham. Graham now to Radford. Radford in field to Graham. A good tackle coming in there from Bremner, but Graham holds on and then finds Ball. And Ball's got a little bit of room here and men on the right. The ball flowed out to the right to Armstrong. He's got good time here to get the cross in. In it comes and David Harvey goes up as sweet as a bird. Took that beautifully cleanly and then throws the ball out constructively on this near side now to John Giles. Giles turning the ball in field to the ginger-haired captain of Leeds. That's Billy Bremner. Bremner's under challenge, under pressure from George, but he does a little neat heel to Madeley, and Madeley, this big strong man from left back, coming up on the far side of the field. There's just a smell of danger here to Arsenal as the ball is turned in field, and it's McClintock that clears his lines. But the ball from McClintock runs out on that far side, the Leeds left to Eddie Gray. Gray still with it, under challenge from Story. Gray going on the outside, if he can reach it, and there's an infringement there by Peter Story. It'll be an indirect free kick, probably from just within or just outside the sideline of the penalty area. And little Giles, who's a very fine chipper of the ball, rather in style, reminiscent to me always of one of the best chippers of the ball in the game. That would be Terry Payne of Southampton. It's Giles going up on that far side. Chips the ball into the centre. Chance here for Leeds, and again it's cleared this time by Radford. From Radford up to Armstrong. Armstrong flowing the ball out on the far side to Alan Ball. Alan Ball working very, very well indeed. A long ball this time, seeking out the man on this near side, and that man is McClintock. McClintock now to the overlap support fullback McNabb. McNabb turning it into the centre, headed away by Hunter. From Hunter, Graham with the interception to Ball. Ball feeding little Armstrong pretty well. A chance here for Arsenal as the ball curves in. It's a bad cross from Armstrong, and the man intercepting it quite easily was Madeley, and Madeley coolly turning it out to Peter Lorimer. Lorimer infield to Giles. Giles, the little man, holding it, cooling the tempo of the game down, but a bad one from him then. It finds Armstrong. Armstrong on the far side. Little Ball is going on the outside of him, but he chips the ball into the centre, and again Harvey goes up for it. He's fouled just after he'd laid hands on the ball. He is fouled, and David Smith again, seeing the free kick, gives it immediately to Leeds United. And the ball for the moment with Leeds, with Peter Lorimer, still 0-0. A long one downfield to Mick Jones. Jones under challenge from McClintock. Jones winning it, turning it back now to Alan Clark. Alan Clark flipping it wide now to Eddie Gray. Eddie Gray doesn't collect it, and the ball runs on the loose to John Giles. Leeds pressing as they attack from left to right. The ball from Giles to Bremner. Bremner touching it on to Peter Lorimer. Lorimer on this near side of the field. McNabb denying the way, but a good cross going in. Jones goes up, and Jones gets ahead to it. But the ball from the head of Jones over the top of the Arsenal crossbar down to our right for a goal kick. But a good, easy, fluid movement there, built up from midfield by Leeds United as Barnett now prepares to take this goal kick from the goal down to our right. Arsenal playing from right to left, a long one down the centre. Norman Hunter, the strong man of Leeds, is there. From him it runs the ball to Alan Ball, and again Ball has got a little bit of pace. Plays the ball forward to George, and Charlton, the long giraffe Charlton, has to concede a corner to Arsenal on this near side. That's the Arsenal left in this first half. Still the score 0-0. Hardly a whisker between these two sides. The crowd enjoying it. There's a lot of good, skillful soccer going on. The ball being played around from man to man along the ground. Good, precise, accurate passing. And little Armstrong now on this near side. That's the Arsenal left with an in-swinging corner. Aiming for the head of Radford, the big man in the Arsenal attack. In it goes. In fact, it's straight across there, and it was cleared off the line. Ball took a first-timer at it. And there on the line was Paul Reaney. And Reaney Defeated Arsenal there by holding that ball with the foot just a couple of inches inside the post. What a tremendous shot by Alan Ball. But Leeds are coming back. The ball played forward by Gray. Played forward to Alan Clark. Clark now turning it to Lorimer, to Clark, to Bremner. Bremner, centre field, flicks the ball out to the far side, and that one has got too much way on it. Defeats Paul Madeley, the left back, who'd come up on the overlap in support, and goes over the touchline, far side of the field for a throw-in. No sun at the moment here at Wembley, but a dry day after a very wet morning. The ground in perfect condition. The ball with Bremner. Bremner feeding Giles. Giles, a lateral ball towards us and towards his right back, Reaney, but the referee has seen an infringement there against Bremner, on the person, that is, of Bremner, and this is a free kick to Leeds, halfway inside the Arsenal half and pretty much centre field. We make it 12 minutes to go to half-time. Still the score 0-0. And the Arsenal defence now taking up their deployment on the 18-yard line as the free kick is to be taken by Leeds United, John Giles. Giles arcing it to this far post for the head of Charlton. Charlton beaten by Simpson, the ball to Radford. Radford playing the ball forward again. Lorimer, though, defeating Radford. Still Lorimer with it, turning the ball in with his left foot. Gets it across. It's headed away there by Graham. From Graham it comes to Reaney. From Reaney it goes forward to McNabb. McNabb touches it forward to Alan Ball. Ball onto the chest of George. George touching it back again. This time to Ball. Playing very well now, Alan Ball. From Ball to the support full-back, Bob McNabb on this near side of the field. McNabb now cutting in field, tackled by Bremner. A good tackle by Bremner, beats one man and slips the ball by the third, and he finds Alan Clark. And Clark going very, very fast indeed. A chance here for Leeds United. Clark's working it onto his left foot. Can he let go at this one? But he loses control just on the edge of the area. Turns it back to Mick Jones, and Mick Jones plays it with the left foot. Shoots for goal. Overplays it a little bit by dragging the ball, and the ball whistling past this near upright. That's the Arsenal upright. Their goal down to our right as we sit high above the Royal Box in this first half.
Norman Hunter of Leeds was soon to become the second player to be booked. This for a wild foul on Alan Ball. 37 minutes gone, and so far a rather disappointing game.
And here come Leeds again as Reaney, their right fullback, comes up in support on this near side, the Leeds right. Still Reaney with it, denying him the way is Graham, and behind Graham McNabb, the ball turned in field to Bremner. Bremner tackled by Ball, from Ball to Graham, back to Ball again. Giles goes in with a slide tackle, and the ball on the break comes to Reaney. Reaney arcing the ball into the centre. Jones is there. With a head, turns it back to Clark. Clark, his legs taken away from him there. No doubt at all about whether that was a free kick. The referee again, a keen eye, sees the infringement by Peter Storey. He, of course, rather like Norman Hunter for Leeds, the stern, hard winner of the ball midfield for Arsenal. An infringement by Storey then. Centre field, a free kick about 3 yards outside the penalty arc. The goal down to our right. That's the Arsenal goal. And Peter Lorimer looking as though he's going to blast his way through this solid wall in front of him. Clark has gone into that wall. There's a little bit of argy-bargy going on. David Smith making sure that they're 10 yards away, and now the Leeds players appealing, in fact, and play is being stopped for the moment. The referee now going forward to adjust this wall. It has to be 10 yards away, and this, knowing the strength in the shot of Peter Lorimer, but in fact Giles now is slipping it this way. Oh, it's a bad free kick, intercepted there, and then Lorimer shoots, and Barnett just got down to his knees and grovelled that one away for a corner kick. Well, there was a bit of a surprise. Everybody anticipating that Lorimer would hit that shot. A very, very quickly taken free kick, and the ball coming back to Lorimer and then letting fly and almost catching Barnett unawares. A corner then to Leeds on that far side of the field to be taken by the little man, John Giles. The Leeds supporters in full cry as Giles takes this in swinger. It's a good one. Barnett's under pressure, drops the ball, it's loose, and at the second bite of the cherry he goes down on it and gets his hands on it. But just one or two signs there that perhaps Barnett is a little bit edgy. Didn't take that ball cleanly straight from the corner, and throws out now on that far side of the field, and the ball is into touch over that far touchline. A throw to Arsenal. Peter Storey moving back to take the throw, some 10 yards from his own corner flag on the goal line to our right, far side of the field. Storey, a long throw to Ball. Ball turning it to Armstrong. The interception by Madeley. Madeley playing it forward again, and it's Gray. Gray sleeping the ball in field. Good covering, though, by Graham. And Graham turning it back to give Barnett, his keeper, a feel of the ball to get his confidence back. And Barnett now clearing a very long one down the middle. It's a long one onto the head of Hunter. From the head of Hunter, it goes high again to Jones. Jones now to Eddie Gray. Gray playing it forward for Lorimer. A race for the ball here, but the man winning the race was, in fact, goalkeeper Barnett. And Barnett has got the ball in his hands. He's under challenge and under pressure from Lorimer, but left-footed he clears downfield onto the head of George. George playing it out to his right. Madeley is there, so to his Armstrong, and the ball from the two of them goes to Hunter, who thunders it away into touch on that far side of the field. Still the score, 0-0.
An anxious first half for Arsenal was ending, and anxious above all for Jeff Barnett, the Arsenal goalkeeper, who'd been called to the colours only since the semi-final against Stoke when Bob Wilson damaged his cartilage. And even though the first half was nearly over, there was, for Barnett, one more desperate moment to come.
Just about 15 seconds plus injury in this first half to the halfway period. And the throw to be taken by Lorimer. Lorimer now finding Eddie Gray, played back to Lorimer. Lorimer on this near side, the Leeds right. Still with it, McNabb denying him the way. Still Lorimer holding and holding and holding. Lorimer still with it, turning the ball back in the end to Madeley. Madeley winning it against Armstrong, turning the ball even wider to John Giles. Giles still with it, chipping the ball over on this side to Gray. Gray in field now to Lorimer. Lorimer on the edge of the area, little 1-2 with Bremner. Bremner plays it forward again, the ball is with Lorimer. Lorimer takes the first time and there's a good header there, and it's hit the bar from Alan Clark. Alan Clark lurking almost on the blind side, that far side of the field. And from his head, that ball thundered against the bar. And I don't think Barnett knew too much about it. So a lucky escape there for Arsenal. But the ball still in play. Bremner coming forward with it, winning a free kick, claiming that he would have preferred advantage because he was moving down this near side, the Leeds right. And so it's going to be Lorimer to take this free kick just level with the penalty area of the Arsenal side. 0-0, the Leeds fans put in their chant. The free kick goes in. The men at the back there try and rise high above it in the air, and the ball harmlessly through for a goal kick. A near escape then, Alan Clark hitting the bar there, a fine header.
There was just time for Billy Bremner to be cautioned. A postscript to a half which had given us no goals, 3 cautions, and some 20 fouls. A half, too, in which neither side had really impressed. But it hadn't been all dross. The attitude of the sides had at least been positive, and both had gone near to scoring. Clark and Jones for Leeds, McClintock and Ball for Arsenal. Moments that had Wembley sucking in its breath. The feeling persisted, though, that neither side had done themselves justice, and that the best of this centenary final was still to come.